Hey,
Hey,
well, it looks like someone got to jump on things.
I did. I hurt my leg like an old person. And so I had a little bit of time to actually draw today.
So I'm sorry. What did you do to your what?
I hurt my leg earlier.
Uh,
It's fine. It's fine now. I just was like, I'm going to sit for a second because it was hurting. I was like, oh, I guess I'll have a little bit of time to work on this.
nice.
How are you?
I'm good.
Busy bee?
Yeah, something like that. Okay.
I'm shaking my camera a lot.
It happens. My roommate, she's working a different schedule like the next week or whatever. So she just she's not here. She's like, I want to see what you're working on before I go back to work. What do you mean before you go back to work? Are you on lunch break?
Oh, Whitney.
Oh.
We love her.
All right. Let's see. That looks really slick, though. Seeing what you got there, the designy thing with the round.
Thank you. I wanted to do, I don't know, I just wanted to do something a little different. I had a completely different thing with a full body one. And I thought, I don't know. I kind of decided I wanted to do maybe something a little different. So that's what I did.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. I'm real sassy with it. How's your week been?
It's been fine. Nothing like no big deal. Just same old stuff as always.
Yeah. Wondered should have started a little bit later today if there was anything interesting going on in your life.
Oh no, nothing cool. Everything is always lame for me.
Hello, someone sane.
I'm excited for tomorrow because I got tickets to go see Dune Part 2 right after work, like immediately after, like get out of work, drive to the theater.
Oh, that's awesome.
Very excited for that.
Thanks, Whitney. It's feeling better. So, but thanks for, she says, sorry about your leg, Jess. Thanks for caring. I don't think Rob really cared.
I did not.
He's like, you're exactly right. And, Mark, wow, did you just start that today? Really cool design. Love the earrings. Crazy, need to add some. Okay, that's what I was gonna say. I didn't do one with her whole outfit, but I noticed that in a lot of the comic book covers and designs that I saw. Oh, so this is Vampirus Camilla, right? That's the name of it.
I saw
Everybody,
the information going back. I didn't get a chance to like do any kind of follow up with, to like Google search some of it. But I've never heard of this character, so it's a little new to me too.
okay. I was like, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right or not.
But it's an opportunity to draw like a pretty vampire chick. So I figured I'll do some figure drawing, and then I could kind of add some design to it after the fact.
There you go. There you go. Not a bad idea there. Um, Yeah, like the earrings were as something that I noticed that were done a lot. And it's like this kind of this gold jewelry, but it's got a little bit of the vampire bat shape to it. So I decided to go ahead and throw those on there because I do like earrings.
You're a girl.
I am a girl.
I I notice these things.
I was like, hey, wait a second. I think you're a girl.
My finely honed sense of, I don't know, manliness detected that years ago.
Yeah, I can tell.
I don't even know what that means, but that was funny. But yeah, I could tell, Rob. No kidding.
Oh boy. Let's see what you're doing here. See a little figure happening.
Yeah. Gotta start with the basics.
Looks like you and John had a fun time last week.
Yeah, we did. I was glad he was able to join up because it was really kind of a last minute
I
thing to ask him. And, sometimes you got to plan around these things. And him and his wife got a little 1 year old baby together. And, I actually, I'm not surprised that he would want to. I just didn't think he would have been able to. But he's like, yeah, I think I could make that happen. Let me, he had to go ask permission from the wife. And
Mhm.
very, she's very understanding and helpful and accommodating. And so, however it worked out, he was able to jump on and sat around and yapped about whatever we yapped about. I honestly
Yeah.
don't remember, but it's the same old shit. We just get together and bullshit with each other. So it was fun. It worked out. And then I was gonna I was gonna hit up Mark next, which I have hit him up separately, um, to see if he wanted to do one of these.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
you know, sometime. Not necessarily in place of you because we've got our normal time, but I could always find time to do another one. You know, um,
Well, even
then-
if
yeah. Go ahead.
I say, well, even if you wanted to, I think that'd be kind of cool. Even if it is in place, like I wouldn't
Well,
be offended. It'd be kind of cool.
find a time. Then Mr. Someone saying same thing with you, man. That would be fun if you wanted to join up and do one of these live things, and because you're like the regulars.
Right. That'd be sick.
Yeah. Mark says he's down for that, but he's intimidated to draw live. My brother, I don't know anything about you really, but I feel like I need to emphasize the fact that I think that you're way better at everything than you give yourself credit for.
Yeah, no
Uh,
kidding.
yes, it's like, yeah, let's be real.
He's like, I'm just gonna sketch something up here, just because we just do this for fun, And then it's just like that could be sold like easily. Like make prints of that. Your stuff's ridiculous.
Mark suggests we could all have a four-way,
I'm
a
down.
drawing four-way.
We kind of can't do that on I don't think so on YouTube yet,
Not
right?
now with my setup, it only lets us do um it only lets us do the one-on-one unless we did something on unless we want to do an Instagram you one again, which we've done,
Yeah.
which is fine. We could do one of those one time if time permits for everybody who's interested.
I mean, I would be okay with that myself.
Yeah. Someone said he'd be up for it. We just have to do a test, which I've done before. Um, I've done. Jessica's helped me figure out these things before. All right, let's just do like a live or whatever. It won't be public. It literally lets you do a test run just to see how it works. So we could figure that out. That would be fun.
Yep. Easy enough. Easy enough.
It's been a week of some firsts going on here. We had the first person that I permanently blocked from my YouTube account this week. So that guy really started to piss me off. Like, he'd been commenting on the channel for a long time, but he just started being a smart ass. Like, I'm like, all right, that's it. I'm done.
Yeah, that's what you were saying.
Yeah. It's like,
Mark says, damn, y'all gonna make me reinstate my Insta account, but I do it for you all. Oh, my heart.
my and you
What's
know,
that?
you don't have to do anything with your Insta account except that if you wanted to.
That's true.
See, Courtney's there.
And that's what I just said, Rob. I said,
I
hey,
was busy
Court.
yapping over you. You shush. Don't make me you too.
Oh my gosh, you would too.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't give a fuck. I was like, all right.
I'm gonna get out the ban button and just start hitting everybody. I'll show you all. I'll be like, why did my subscriber count go down? I don't understand.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Courtney. This was the prompt for this week, which I know you're kind of a busy person, Courtney, but I feel like this would have been a great one for you, or this is if you want to, join in. Oh, I just added too much water to that color. Dang it.
And then next Monday is the 1 year that I started doing this YouTube thing.
Mm-hmm.
My, how that time has flown.
It gets flown, probably. It's the right terminology for that.
Be English good.
Well, you think so.
How do we say this?
Mine is not. It's like on The Office. I always laugh when Dwight's talking, and I can't even remember now what it was, but it's something similar. Oh yeah, they didn't heed, but he can't say that. He can't figure it out, and so they're trying to figure out what the right terminology is. And he's like, "They headed me, or they didn't heed me, or they didn't, heeded me, or something like that." And
Yeah.
him and Michael are doing it. I don't know. I always laugh at that part. This sounds like me.
Ms. Lost Illusion, Courtney says I need to be more active in Discord. I never get notifications on my phone.
What? Turn on those notifications.
Nathan Judd, hey man, what's up?
How's it going? I'm also adding purple hair to her. I don't know why. She most certainly does not have purple hair but I just kind of decided to do it. I said, fuck it, let's do it.
Fuck it, let's do it. Don't think I won't.
Yeah. I will change any character's hair color.
Right? I liked your suggestion of, like, we were talking about doing a live, Monday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then you're like, maybe I could host it, and you could be answering questions, and I thought we could also put out there like have people throw in we could be doing a live Q&A, or kind of like a live question or interview or Q&A or whatever. So anybody that's got questions, preemptively throw out.
Oh, I'm gonna throw out some questions.
I know. but everyone else could throw out some, and we could kind of, you could scour through them and just kind of take the ones that you find interesting if you want to conduct it, like you were saying.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
Obviously you'll have to start it and everything, and
yeah, yeah.
but I'll just be the old host and interviewing you since you're always interviewing everybody else on those.
All right. I like that idea. I'm on board. Something different and fun to do. But I thought it'd be a fun way because, like I said, I'm going to make a video specific for that day about that. But then we get together on a live on a Monday if it doesn't goof up any kind of scheduling of yours.
I don't think so. I mean, I just can't ever do anything earlier than really 4 is kind of the earliest for me.
Oh, I'm at work until 3. You know what I mean? So it's only
Uh,
after for me anyway.
I guess that's true.
Yeah. So
That's fair.
T. Reed says vampire has no rules. Now I want to go draw some vamps. Right. Right. That's what we're doing.
Yep. I'm just kind of like, yeah, yeah, we go. I actually did the moon is kind of based off my tattoo a little bit.
Oh yeah, you could even like stretch your arm into
I
view.
know.
That
I was
was
like,
all.
I'm like trying to like look at it, and
Because I've only ever seen that one picture that you showed me that one time. So I kind of forget that you have it because obviously I never see you, but I have to like, oh yeah, she's
say
got.
it like that. Okay, all dramatic here.
Wow.
I wish I knew more about the character in terms of personality. Probably should have asked Mark about that last week. I kind of just looked up stuff, but to be honest with you, there's so many variations that have been done. Um, I I don't know. I'm just gonna draw and see what I come up with. I had a completely different thing I started with a full, but I thought, oh, this would be kind of cool if I did. I don't know. I thought it'd be kind of cool just to do this.
Mark's reply to that is her personality is quote unquote sexy vampirist. That's it. So
Yeah, okay.
you really can't go wrong.
I was like, let me tell you.
There's D Man saying yo yo and Lost Illusion. Courtney's like, I am working on a character sheet, or else I'd 100% be drawing a super gothic vampire chick.
I believe that.
Right? Oh, that's funny. That's the Courtney we know. She's like, fuck yeah, I'd do that.
It's awesome. Oh my goodness.
Seaweed sounds like I'm saying seaweed. But the name is C Reed. That
Mm-hmm.
ever drawn on comic book sketch covers like cons or the like. I no one has ever asked me to yet. Um, I mean, I would because I do always have a table at the local comic convention that goes on, and so I'll do commissions for people, but no one's yet brought a comic book sketch cover. I don't know if you know, Jazz, what those are, but they will print comics, issues of comics with just a blank white flat cover for someone to draw an original on top of the actual comic itself.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting thing. The paper's always it's always garbage as far as quality drawing material.
Yeah. Well, but it's still kind of cool.
Yeah. But yeah, no one's ever asked me to do that yet. My brother, people ask him to do that shit all the time, I swear. It's like, yeah, I did a couple sketch covers at this convention. I'm like, oh, all right, well, kiss my ass.
I say, does that make you sad?
You know what? I don't feel like sharing what makes me sad or not right now.
You bitch. I just asked you a simple question. Wow. My sister sent me screenshot today, and she says, "I really feel like I need this," and it was a sweatshirt that says, "I am a kind," and then the smaller letter says, "A kind of a bitch." I was laughing. I was like, "Do you really know this?" Yeah, maybe you do.
Look, my brother joined on. He says it does make him sad. See?
Oh shit.
See? He caught into it right at the right time.
That's so funny.
Yeah, he always seems like he gets a couple of those.
So I turned on my light here. I was like, what is different? And then I realized my light's not on.
Derp.
Yeah.
C. Reed says, I love collecting one of a kind art covers. I will officially ask you to draw on one. Well, that's fair. You'll be the first.
There you go. My paper's bubbling because I'm using really cheap paper.
Oh, Jess.
I know. It is technically watercolor paper, but it's like bought it at Walmart watercolor paper, you know?
My brother John likes to remind me, as he says just right here, he says, I'm so good.
Got you with that one.
Courtney says, I commission you and John every year. You both always draw my character Riley amazingly. It is fun to draw her character.
Oh,
Last year,
that's right.
yep, last year I had one done in advance. I was like, here's one for you. It's already done. Because I wanted to do it better than I could do sitting at the convention table, because that's always hard.
Yeah. Fair enough. Sound fun?
What's what?
It does sound fun.
Yeah. My brother Johnny, if he's still listening, he's quitting his current job and moving on to a new one. He's been in his current job for 20 something years. Johnny, if you're still on there, how long have you been at your current one?
That's pretty sweet though. It's just like, F you, I'm not answering.
He's like, yeah, I left. I came in, told you that I'm better than you, and got out of there. Courtney says, and it turned out great. The inks looked so clean. Well, that's why I wanted to do it at home, because I wanted to make it look as clean as I could make it. No matter how hard I try at those conventions, it always ends up looking really rough. Yeah, my brother's saying he's worked at his current job for 20 plus years.
Oh, wow.
It's a long stretch.
That is a long stretch. And Mr. D-Man says, congrats, I could never work a job that long for somebody else. I'm done with that noise.
Yeah. I wish it was that easy for me, but I gotta work where I gotta work.
So my husband's been where he's at for 10 years now.
My brother says, I'm trying to get in my house, but my son won't let me have the keys.
Classic.
I gotta say, my brother's little baby boy is just the sweetest little guy ever in the history of it. Comes in third place next to my own little boys, but not counting my own kids, he's first place.
Aww.
I mean, and for real, I think I'm sure I've told you this, but the the first several times they let me, I'd visit him and get to hold his brand new baby, I cried. Like it just made me just well up tears, just because it just reminded me of when my little ones were tiny.
Oh yeah, you were saying that, yeah.
Just like I can't hold this kid without getting like he's so cute. And he's so sweet because he will smile and play with like just about anybody. I mean, I've never known him to not be like even if he doesn't know you, you can start playing with him and like start like getting at him, and he'll get a big old smile on his face, and he's so sweet.
That's awesome.
It's your little girl, a playful one.
Today she laughed for the very first time.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, did that make your heart just go a pitter patter?
It did. It did. I was super excited.
Is she strapped with you today?
She is not.
Oh, that's like twice in a row or something.
I know.
It's all grown up.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
She's, moved on from mom, I guess. I'm
Can't
just kidding.
do anymore. It's been a month and a half or whatever hell it's
Yeah.
2 months.
I'm done with you. Yeah, no, it's she's a cutie. Happy to have her.
She just is she just down with the husband or other kids?
Yeah. Yeah. I got super lucky because I mean, I guess I could say I planned this, but I didn't. My my oldest is 12, my stepdaughter, but she's not always with us. But yeah, my next oldest is 10, and he's just a super, super great babysitter.
Oh, really? That's super cute.
He does a really good job. So,
I suspect my 10-year-old would be as well, but unless I really do something wrong, we'll never know.
I mean, he could babysit like John's baby.
True, because he's never been around little kids. My boy. So, I mean, I don't know. I think he would, but he right now he wouldn't know what to do. He's like, I don't. What am I supposed to do? Just be playful. Just I don't know. Just figure it out.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I remember back before I had kids, and anybody wanted to like leave kids with me. I'm like, I don't know how to do this. I don't know what to do. What do I do? Now I'm like,
I'm like,
baby, like give me the baby. I know how to handle this.
be gone with yourselves. I'm fine.
I got this figured out.
Yeah. We've my husband's brother. He's 24. He doesn't have any kids of his own, and he's something else. He's a pretty cool guy. He looks like a hippie. He's got super long red hair. He's just fun. Um, but he the first time we left the kids with him, we were like, like he's a little bit nervous about it, but he's really great with kids. And then now it's like, see you later. We're gonna watch Sharknado. So does a really good job.
Miss Courtney says, I have no idea what to do with kids, but I can 100% take care of my dogs.
They're kind of like dogs, honestly. I think.
Mm. My brother John says Bluey is like one of the best shows ever I've discovered. Been watching it with my kid. I've only ever heard of it. I have no idea what it is.
Okay. I have not sat and actually sat down and watched Bluey, but it does does seem to entertain kids fairly well, and it's not obnoxious to hear. So I do like it for that reasons.
That is important.
Yeah, for those reasons.
D-Man says he doesn't have kids, just nieces and nephews. So I got
Yeah.
kids, none that I know of.
That's awesome. Super awesome. John says I end up watching it myself sometimes.
It's actually pretty entertaining. That's funny. I heard people say about SpongeBob years ago. And
Ugh.
I've watched some SpongeBob. I'm like, oh, that's been kind of entertaining, but I'm like, this is not anything I need to watch on my own, though. Like, again,
SpongeBob was actually what it is, a kid show, but it's also a lot of adults like it, I feel
yeah,
like.
yeah. D-Man says Mystery Science Theater 3000 is a good show for kids. I like those guys. That old stuff.
What is it?
Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Oh, you know what? I have heard of that. I've never seen it.
For me, the best version of it, and the one that makes me laugh the most, is I guess it's like their movie version. Do you know what it is? Where it's like the silhouettes at the bottom of the show with like the movie theater seats, and then there's like one
Uh-huh.
human guy and two robots, and they make fun of shows.
Yeah.
Uh, the movie version of it, which they made fun of the show called This Island Earth. I've watched that thing 1,000 times, and I laugh every time. I've watched some of the other like episodes, and it's always kind of funny, but it's never as funny as that This Island Earth episode, the movie that they did. It's so entertaining. Like even my ex-wife ended up liking it. Like I put it on one time, and she's like, I could tell she was like, "Ugh, okay, whatever." But then she started laughing at it. She thought it was hilarious, and then as time would go on, she's like, "We should watch that movie where like the guys make fun of the movie." I'm like, "You betcha, babe."
Ah, that's awesome.
See, Reed, he knows exactly what we're talking about. Um, he says, in quotes, if your hands were metal, that would mean something. There's a scene because these humans get taken up in this alien flying saucer, and they put them in these tubes, and they have this thing they have to hold on with their hands. And the human beings are like, these handles, they're magnetized. And then the guys that make fun of the show, they're like, and if your hands were made of metal, that would mean something. It's the joke doesn't land if I tell it, but in the context of the show,
I can see what you're. No, I can see where that would be. Makes sense. I'll have to watch it.
there's Chuck, the
What?
man, the myth, the legend. And yeah, he says those Mystery Science Theater guys went on to do riff tracks. I know they've where they do a bunch more audio, I think, right? Where you can listen to them do the same thing, but you don't get the video or the where you see them. Um, I've listened to some of those, but man, that show is just so. I just there's so many subtle little things. Like I'd watch it 10 times and then catch some little gag that they threw out that I kind of missed. It's always entertaining.
Awesome. What are you doing?
I'm sitting here in awe of your beautiful coloring. That's what I'm doing.
It sounded like there was like rappers.
There was.
Okay. Trying to make me feel foolish here.
I got a little Eminem thing.
Ah, damn it, that sounds so good.
Right?
You bitch. You didn't even share any with me.
Chuck says you should watch the Riff Tracks version of Cool as Ice with Vanilla Ice. So Vanilla Ice was in it? Oh God, that right there is enough to like he's part of the commentary making fun of it. Holy shit, man, you just told me on that.
He's like, I'm in.
Right? Down like a clown, Charlie Brown. This paper is some form of metal. No, sir, that's paper. If you'd seen the movie, you'd know the references.
Now I just feel left out. Just kidding.
Yeah, Chuck, I remember hearing about the movie Cool as Ice. Never watched it because it never looked interesting. But okay. I thought you were saying that Vanilla Ice did was part of the commentary, which would have been funny, but if they're just ripping on it, I'm gonna have to look it up anyway. He says it's awful unless you watch it with those guys doing commentary. Perfect. In fact, I'm gonna write it down so I don't forget. Cool as Ice. D-Man says the new version is not funny at all and it has Patton Oswalt in it. I've kind of heard that. Sometimes the magic only exists for a small amount of time in a very specific setting with a specific set of creatives, and no matter what they try to do to recreate it, it's never the same again. Damn, Jess, that's looking really good. You need to like calm down a little bit.
What the hell? You just drew that in like 60 seconds, so I don't want to hear it. I actually drew this out. I actually can't talk. It took me like an hour to just get the drawing on it. And I had something completely different and then changed it up.
Fine, you're right. I rescind my compliment.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Get back.
Oh
I
no.
didn't mean it.
I knew it. I knew it wasn't a real compliment, anyways.
I know a backhanded insult when I hear it. I ain't stupid.
I just actually did mess it up because I somehow had yellow on this brush because I picked up the wrong one. Now I have to color this whole part in.
Miss Courtney says she loves the pink tones in the shading.
I thought you might actually, Courtney. This is kind of giving me a little bit of like your color scheme vibes.
Oh, now that you say that, I can kind of see it.
Yeah.
See, Courtney, you got artists emulating your style.
Yeah. I was like, honestly, as a stranger, like, dude, where have I seen this before?
This Jessica chick is doing a poor imitation of Courtney.
I know. It's true though. She could do like way better version of this. She's kind of insane.
Insane in the membrane.
Mm-hmm. Just like that.
Yes, exactly.
So we're doing the whole thing on Monday then. It's a go.
It's a go for me.
Let's do it.
So I'll put out on the channel and the socials if anyone has like a a question that they would like Jessica to ask me and make it really uncomfortable questions.
Okay.
And I'll be forced to answer it.
I thought you were saying it so that I'd have to say them.
Well, that too.
When did you get Ugh. When did you lose your virginity?
Right. When did you hit puberty? And I'm like, I'm still waiting.
That'd be hilarious.
Like, I don't know. Will somebody tell me what this is supposed to be like?
That's so funny.
Courtney says it looks great. I don't know why I've been obsessed with using purple, pink, and blue for the last 5 years.
Well, it looks really good, so it's a good obsession, I think.
As I guess you could call Beavis and Butthead the first reactors before there was YouTube. That's true, and even Courtney agrees. I love that, Courtney. I would never think you would like Beavis and Butthead. You know what I mean? That just makes me like you so much more too.
I have seen Beavis and Butthead. I don't necessarily love that show.
They even did some new episodes in the last 2 years or so, and I found them pretty damn entertaining because they're not watching videos anymore. They're watching like TikToks and making fun of idiots on social media, and
Yes,
that
that is funny. That
is
is
a perfect like advancement of the characters. Like they're not watching. I mean, sometimes they will watch music videos, but in between the cartoon, the actual episodes, and it cuts back to them doing reactions. Um, they're watching idiots doing, social media stuff, just making fun of it. I'm like, brilliant, absolutely brilliant take on it.
that is funny.
Courtney says my dad had me watching the movie when I was like 10. Even my boys, like I was watching it, not, but they're just kind of, it's playing while they're around, and they kind of started watching it too here in the last year, and they're like, Daddy, these guys are idiots. I'm like, I know, you correct, my son. And then later on, my youngest boy comes up to me. He's like, Daddy, can we watch that show with those idiots? I'm like, you betcha, son.
Oh, wow.
Courtney, she's like, oh my God, the new movie is funny, especially the part when they go to the college and talk about white privilege. Courtney, I love you. You like all the cool stuff. It's so funny that you're into it. Yeah, I was laughing at all of those parts because they end up in a college, and they some modern day college class, and these people are trying to explain to them how they have white privilege and they need to acknowledge it, and they're like, I have white privilege. So they walk out of there and then just start going around just taking things from like stores and food courts, like, don't worry about us, we have white privilege. And then they're like,
Oh
we don't
my
know what we're doing.
gosh.
It's just so funny. Yeah, it's a great spoof.
That is awesome.
Well, as far as the figure drawing, I think I'm done. I wasn't. My intention is not to leave her naked, but I mean, you know how I am. But I was going to just draw the figure and then put her in something and then ink it up to make the finished drawing, like we were all talking about. We were all talking about submitting these to that place where this character exists, and maybe some of the artwork would get printed.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's right.
I'm going to have to do some thinking on what kind of an outfit to put her in. But as far as the figure drawing,
Looks good. I like it. It's perfect, honestly.
she could get it.
She could.
Right? That's
Oh.
the that's how I judge if I've done right. If I look at it, I'm like, she could get it. And then if I throw it to other people, they're like, she could get it.
Mm-hmm.
And by it, I mean we sit down and talk scripture.
You're such an idiot.
Damn. Damn. You're not wrong.
We sit down and talk scripture. Mm-hmm. Would that be like any of them where it says to multiply and replenish the earth, or
Something
that's
like that.
scripture? I was like, I'm not sure.
Somebody find me a chick like this and put us in a room together and let's see what happens. Probably nothing. We end up playing Hungry Hungry Hippos or something.
Hey, that could be fun though.
Right? I'm just saying. Who wouldn't want to do that? Chuck says Song of Solomon is a good one for that. Chuck knows what's up. C. Reed says that's the kind of woman who would definitely turn me down, right? Me and you too, man. I'm right there with you.
Wow. Have a little faith in yourselves, guys.
I'm 100% certain that I would get turned down. That's plenty of
That's
faith.
true.
All about realistic expectations. You got to plow a 4 to appreciate an 8.
Damn. Okay. Maybe talking like that could be like the reason you're getting turned down. I don't know. Just a hunch.
Did you like that meme I sent you today where you're like, you're a guy and you have $5, build your perfect woman?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was pretty funny.
It's fucked up. I laughed out loud. I'm like, I got to share this with somebody who will get it. Well, I mean, everyone will get it, but who will appreciate it most?
I did. I appreciated it. That's funny. You send me some good ones. Some good ones. I can always count on waking up to some just terrible shit from you.
I mean, I get up early, and so I spend some time perusing the socials, and I follow a bunch of fucked up Instagram pages, and
Who you've had
with
me follow too, and I'm like,
I don't make
I can't
nothing
unfollow this because it's hysterical. Then
right.
everybody can see that I'm following it, but oh well. Whatever.
Mark Domowitz says, "Good God, I'm not sure to which part he's referring to." Um, we had a lot of conversational pieces we just went through right there.
It's true though. I was like, is this a slutty, hilarious meme about sex or women or men even? He's like, oh, Jessica.
I'm an equal opportunity,
You are though, and I like that about you.
right?
Me too though.
Like the one that I sent you. I'm trying to pull up. I don't want to. Here's the meme that we were talking about. It says, "All right, fellas, pick the perfect woman. You have $5." It says, "Smart, $35. Great body, $75. Fat, $3. Retarded, $2. Great sex, 200. Build your perfect woman, guys."
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, that is
It's so
terrible.
it's so terrible.
And yet here we are.
And yet true, I know.
Courtney's laughing. See,
Courtney's laughing.
I know she's got such a great sense of humor.
Robert.
I'm just saying, she's got a great sense of humor.
That is true. She does.
She's our kind of people.
Yeah, it's true. Been on a real anime kick lately.
Have you?
I have indeed. I'm
Like
watching.
certain
Hmm?
certain shows or something?
Yeah, I I used to watch more anime, and it was just kind of because I had my brother and sister-in-law. They're a lot younger than my husband, and they lived with us for a little bit, and so we were their guardians for a little bit. And so they were really into it. So I watched it with them. That was so many years ago, like more than I care to admit, but kind of crazy that it's been that long. Um, but so I started getting back into it. My kids really wanted to watch, if anyone's seen it, the Netflix Delicious in Dungeon, which honestly isn't half bad. It's pretty good, especially for like a family anime. It's pretty funny, pretty quirky. Um, Good storytelling, very unique. And then I decided I'm like, you know what? Start watching some of these ones that Netflix has done, like this Vinland Saga, which is a Viking. You might like it, honestly.
Yeah.
Courtney says my friend watches that and says it's good. Yeah, it's good. I like it a lot.
Chuck said, "Can I get a loan of $195?" Right. I've already got the 5. I just want to hit that $200 mark. We're good. And it's not Build a Bear, it's Build a Beaver. Dude, that's funny. That's
Wow. Who
hey,
said? Wow, that's hilarious. Um, but this one that I really like, I think it's pronounced Jujutsu Kaisen. It is super good so far. I'm really into that one.
I haven't heard of any of those. I heard of one anime type thing that came out that Netflix made, and I can't remember what the name. I feel like the word blue was in the title.
Oh, is it the Blue Eyed Samurai?
Maybe I saw a review of that from a guy that I watch on YouTube that's really critical about things and was really hyping it up as being really good. So I'm like, oh, I don't have
It,
a Netflix account anymore. I canceled that a couple years ago, but my roommate reminded me that she's like, I've got one. Just have me log it in. I'll put it on.
that one looks really good. I haven't started it yet, but I want to. Um, the Blue Eyed Samurai is supposed to be, as far as I'm to understand from what I've been told, fairly dark anime, or at least a very strong, mature anime.
Right.
But I've heard it's really, really good.
Courtney said she's heard of all of these, but haven't seen any of them.
You can come watch them with me since I'm watching them alone.
Oh, damn.
Well, not Delicious in Dungeon. And I have started watching Demon Slayer with my daughter. So, because that's her favorite. So I guess I'm not watching them all alone.
Someone says, Jess, I wanted to try that. Where are you watching it? I don't know where I can stream it.
Which one? The Jujutsu Kaisen? Is that what you're talking about? Or I'm not sure. I have to watch that one on Funimation. But Funimation and Crunchyroll are going to become one. Crunchyroll's taking them over like April, I think. Uh, Someone's saying, "Oh, Blue Eyed Samurai is pretty good." I really want to try it. I just had read that it's a little bit stronger, and I'm already watching a couple, so I'm like, I don't know if I can handle doing another like intense one right now.
D-Man says, I just watch those models try on clothes on YouTube. It's not simping, it's research, right? That's what I say. It's figure drawing research.
That's fair.
Chicks are like, it's a try on haul. I went to the vintage clothes shop and bought all these things. Watch me try them on.
You have watched these, huh?
I know what he's talking about. I ain't dumb.
Fair enough. Uh, so for me, intense for me means it has a lot of sexual content and specifically violent sexual content.
Oh,
I
jeez.
have, huh?
Jeez, I was like thinking violence or sex, but you're like violent sex. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, there is some that have that in it, and which is fine. I mean, obviously, it usually has to do with the storyline and that stuff that happens. I just have a personal issue with it because of some of the stuff I've been through. So I personally don't like to watch that stuff. So I kind of review them ahead of time. If it looks like it might, or I don't know, anything similar, sometimes I'll give it some time and or watch them very, very slowly and not just dive right into them just to see what they've got. I usually review them for a while. But yeah, the Juju or Juju Jujutsu Kaisen, that one I watch on Funimation. I think you have to watch it on Funimation or Crunchyroll, I believe. And it's super good. Someone's saying I wouldn't say Blue Eyed Samurai is on that level. It's kind of like Kill Bill in a way. All right, I can do that. That sounds good. I have heard it's super good. Well, are you doing a different figure drawing?
Yeah. I mean, no, I've been doing this same one the entire time.
No, you haven't. Did you just decide to quit on the vampire one?
Well, I don't have an outfit to put on her that I'm sure of, and so I want to wait until I get a chance to come up with something, because I don't want to start sketching it off this and then, oh, that's wrong, and then erase it and then goof it up. So I'm gonna do another one, and then I have 2 options, and calm down, chill out.
I will not calm down.
The last thing I'm gonna do is calm down.
You will. Finish your art now. Just kidding. Ugh. So on my arm here.
Mark says, "Hey, you did too, Jessica." He says,
Whoa, Mark! Why you gotta call me out like that?
"Boom, roasted."
Wow, Mark really taking your side there.
Hey,
he didn't even make her look like a vampire, though, Mark. So I mean,
she's totally a vampire. Did you look at her? Look at her. That is a vampire if I've ever seen one.
Just looks like a naked girl to me. A well-drawn naked girl.
Exactly.
Does she even have any fangs or anything?
Suck the soul out of you.
Oh my gosh.
If you're lucky.
Yeah, fair enough.
Someone says, I wouldn't say Blue Eyed Samurai is on that level. It's kind of like Kill Bill in a way.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, see, Chuck, you know what's up. You know where I was going with that.
Everybody knew where you
were.
Everybody knew.
Everyone knew.
Chuck just had the guts to say it.
Chuck will tell you what's up.
Mm-hmm.
See, Courtney suggests, and I will always take fashion advice from Courtney. She says you should give her a tight dress with flowery sheer sleeves. See? There we go.
There you go.
I'll try and work that into it when I finish it up here. See, Mark says she's got all the essential elements.
I suppose. I just looked up and I was like, hey, wait a second, Robert.
That is not what you were doing before.
Some things have changed, I see.
Party foul or something.
Guess what I'm doing next week?
I'm trying to think of something clever to say.
That's not going to happen.
No, it's not. It's absolutely not. So I will just say, I have no idea what you're doing. What? Please tell me.
I am getting a helix piercing.
Explain for those, including myself, who don't know what that means.
It is the very top of your ear. Well, yeah, it's like kind of that ridge top of your ear area. And my sister-in-law wants all her siblings to get matching helix piercings for her birthday. And I was like, I never miss an opportunity to put another hole in my body. So
Damn, girl.
it's true, though.
How many do you have?
I I mean, I don't have as many as I used to, that's for sure. Like, when I worked with you, I had way more, but, right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only have 5 piercings right now. But
Did you have your tongue pierced at one time?
I did, yes. I did indeed. That did not last very long. That was uncomfortable.
I would never. I think both my brothers did. I don't know, that was really stupid. Like my brothers, come on, guys.
I hope John's still on here.
He's like, motherfucker, you know what? Chuck says it's Superman's birthday today because it is like leap year day, right? Because I was looking at the calendar, I'm like, wait, February 29th? What the hell is that? That doesn't exist. And somebody had to explain it to me. I'm like, oh, right. But I don't. Superman's birthday today. What does that mean, Chuck? I mean, beyond like the obvious.
It's his birthday, the day
When
that
the
he was born.
creator made him? Is that when it was introduced or something? I don't know. Bananas joined up, says, wow, so pretty. Mark says that sounds painful. And I'm the same way. I don't have one piercing. I don't think I ever will, ever.
I think my most painful piercings actually were my daith piercings. I don't know why, but that one I almost threw up after having those done. There's just so much pressure in your ear right there. My navel wasn't bad. My tongue hurt, but it wasn't too bad for too long. What I hated about my tongue was the taste.
Oh, yeah. And then now that you mentioned, I do remember that you had your belly button pierced. I remember from.
I know you remember.
I forgot. I'm sorry. I don't commit these things to memory.
You definitely drew a picture of me with my navel ring. I remember.
I remember. See, that was
And it was awesome.
That was so long ago.
I know. I was like super skinny and young and cute then.
Jesus Christ. I think both still apply, so calm down.
I'm not young, and I am not cute anymore.
Christ. Everyone, help me out here. Courtney says, I had my ears pierced once and had an allergy to the metal and never got piercings again. Yeah, that would be not.
Yeah, some people do. I don't know. So for me, I'm super particular about it. I will only put surgical steel rings in my body because I feel like the others can cause some serious issues.
Yeah.
Careful. Loving the color work on yours, Jess. Thanks, Mark.
Oh, it's seriously looking good.
Thank you. It's looking pretty good. Pretty happy with it so far.
D-Man says, I got one piercing and no tats. I got none of the above. I am boring as fuck. And that's okay. I want that to be on my gravestone when I die. Here lies boring AF.
Can I be in charge of your gravestone when you die?
Absolutely. This is the official record.
Yes.
Charge.
I have so many ideas.
Right? You're like, oh my God, I'm totally gonna. Chuck says it's in the official DC Universe handbook as a workaround to the fact he's been young for so long. I mean, what the fact that Superman's just Superman? You can just say he doesn't age because he's like a alien sun god. So
That's what I was gonna say.
I didn't know that about the character. That's interesting.
It is interesting. Old Superman. I used to watch all the. I don't know which year they were from, but like the original shows, Superman shows. We had them on DVD because my dad liked them. And when I was I guess I wasn't that young. I mean, I was young compared to how I am now, but I was like a little kid. I would sit down and watch them with him.
Like the old TV show stuff?
The old ones.
Like
The original.
Or cartoons or both?
They were the original cartoons.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. But speaking of tattoos, going back to that one, I set my date to have this one done. I'm going to change my bird a little bit
Oh,
But
oh yeah.
yep,
That's your original artwork too, right?
yep.
That's awesome. I know you've told me. Where's it going?
This one is gonna go here.
Yeah.
So I have my. This is the moon. This is the way the moon looked the night I was born, a little baby. And then the Indiana one will go
Nice.
on the other arm. One day I will have a thigh tattoo, but I am too broke for that.
D-Man says, I was going to get a tat when I lived in Philly, but he wussed out.
Dude, I've wussed out so many times. I have had appointments I've paid for. I've had art ready to go because a lot of times they'll use your stuff if you'll bring it in, you know. They may not be able to use exact all the time, but sometimes they can. And this guy is going to that I go to. But I have wussed out so many times. It's a tough decision to make sometimes.
See, I don't know. Most people I know that get them, when they're like, once I get one, I'm just going to go do anything. That I just want ink on me. Ink, ink. Throw it down. I don't care what it is. And then,
Once you get one, yeah.
well, you got one.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not concerned about this one right now.
All right.
But when I first got one, yeah.
Gotcha.
I would agree with that statement though. That once you have it, you're kind of addicted already.
Someone says I'm too indecisive for tattoos. That's kind of me. And it's also been like I don't want someone else's art on me. And then, but I'm also like, why would I draw? Why would I put someone else's art on me? So I should do my own. But I don't like my own shit good enough to permanently put it on me. So
Wow.
I'm just like, speaking of indecisive, I'm like, no,
This
I
is a
don't.
real dilemma. You're
What?
that is a real dilemma too, because it's like I don't like anything I do enough to put it on me, but I want one, but I don't like anything anybody else does because I'm an artist, so I should. I mean, I probably wouldn't have like something like this done that I've done put on me, but some of this stuff that just has. I feel like for me, I really put a lot of emphasis on self expression through hair and makeup and things like that. So it kind of makes sense for me. But I see why a lot of people don't like them. And I see a lot on people that they have regretted.
Yeah.
Um, so I get it. I do very personal things on myself.
Courtney says I'm terrified of needles, so no tattoos for me.
Yeah, that's fair. There's like 50 of them going in you at one time. Chuck says, I've never seen a piece of art that I liked well enough to want it on my body to see every day. Plus, gravity and old age are going to change that artwork as you go. That is true. That is. But, again, I accept that.
Like I want this moon to becoming a lumpy piece of Play-Doh as I age.
Hmm. It's true. It's true. I like it.
Yeah, I'm with Chuck there. I'm like, oh, this thing is so neat. I want to look at it every damn day. Like I said, I know I've said this for anybody who's watched me. I've said for a while the only thing I might get is my little boys when they write their names in their kind of scratchy little boy handwriting. I might get their names in their handwriting on just little tiny, just little ones, like on my arm, like that.
That would be cool.
That I would that'd be fine with, where it's like my boys' names in their handwriting.
I think Chuck is saying this, but I think deep in his heart, he kind of wants that dinosaur horse put on done by Rob Liefeld.
Chuck, she's calling you out, bro.
I think there is a part of him that would just, love that.
You want that dinosaur horse that Liefeld did, and you
You
want it prominently on your chest
together.
in a mirror every day.
Matching tattoos, Rob and Chuck.
Oh my god, that would be just so weird, but I'm not saying no.
I'm not saying no.
I'm not saying yes, but it's not a no.
Courtney says, like, or why did Tyler have access to YouTube? Blue, I'm just 4. I don't think a 4-year-old could write. May type that, maybe though. Guess I
Chuck
don't.
Chuck says I wanted a tattoo up until the 90s when it became trendy and everyone got one. That's also, if I'm being completely honest, Chuck, that's kind of me too. I don't have one, and I think I'm the only person I know that doesn't have one outside of my parents. I'm like, there's a little bit of that too.
I
That's,
know a ton of people that don't have tattoos,
you know,
but yes, it is more common now. I don't. My parents don't even know I have one because I'm 34 years old, but they are super judgmental. So I have not said anything to them about it.
you publicly shouted out your age. I know a lot of girls that will not say that.
What? That I'm 34?
Their age.
I'm not like that.
Yeah.
Doesn't
I've
really bother me too much, honestly.
been that type to be like, oh my God, you can't know how old I am.
No, no, nope.
Courtney says the only tattoo I'd ever get if I could tolerate needles is my dog's paw prints. That's cute.
That is cute. Yeah, I mean, again, to each their own.
Yep.
Deep in my heart, I hope that, I stay in shape and, aren't too terribly bad looking when I get older. But if not, I remember the times I got these and what they meant to me.
Yeah. I'm sure you'll be fine unless you suddenly turn into like a raging alcoholic and start smoking hardcore or something like that and start screwing up your skin. Then you might have cause for concern.
See, I already did all that stuff.
Yeah.
So hopefully I just, now I won't have to worry so much about it.
Like, I've moved on.
Yep.
Yep.
Truth.
Chuck says I've got artwork in the house older than Jessica. It's because, to be fair, Jessica's not that old. The only one that's got her feet here is Courtney.
You don't know that. Blue is 4. What are you talking about?
You're right. I stand corrected.
You completely discounted him or her. Okay?
They, them.
Yes, you did. Completely just counted how old they might be.
Courtney says I have to shout out my age because people always think I'm in high school. I mean, I have met you, Courtney, and you could pass for a much younger girl. And I'm not saying that as a negative at all, because I've only ever seen you at the conventions when you're in full like anime cosplay. So you could be, God knows what, for all I know.
That's funny. I used to think it was, so annoying that when I went to an R-rated movie or to the bar that they had to have my driver's license, had to check it. And now they don't have to anymore.
Well, you're a petite girl. You might look younger than you actually are.
No, I said they don't have to check it anymore.
Well, back in the day, you were saying, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And now it's like,
I was like, oh, you're way past that.
yeah, like you're definitely old. They're like, we don't even need this. You're so confident.
Chuck, you own some John Byrne and Terry Austin pages. Why have I not seen those? And Chuck says, it's a sad day when they stop checking your ID and calling you sir. Just once in my life, I want somebody to call me sir without adding the phrase, you're making a scene.
What was that from?
That's from Simpsons. That's Homer Simpson saying it.
Oh my gosh.
It's one of my favorite things he's ever said.
You know what show I rediscovered that I've forgotten about? Archer. Have you seen that?
Oh, I haven't watched it in years. But that was what used to be one of my most favorite shows ever. Those first couple of seasons, I would just die laughing at.
Dude, they're still hilarious, I think. I started watching from where I left off, which would have been, probably 2020, 2017, I'd say.
Yeah,
But I was just dying the other night by myself, up late. No one else is up, and I'm just dying laughing.
so funny. Yeah, I can't recommend that show enough. There's so many great one-liners and those things from everybody. I keep meaning to like restart watching it because, as is usual, what happened is my divorce happened, and so I stopped doing everything. So, yeah,
Yeah.
and then that's another one of those I need to get caught back up on.
No, I get you.
Courtney Courtney says every time new people see me, they ask me like, "What school do you go to? What's your favorite class?" And she's six. So fuck you is what she said. Oh, Courtney. Oh.
It's you will miss it a little bit one day. I promise you, Courtney. Maybe you won't. I don't know. Maybe you will always look pretty young.
Yeah. So Chuck says he does own some Byrne and Austin pages from the Superman run in '86. He bought them from Byrne 30 years ago for $50 each. Dude, what a steal. I mean, they have to at least be worth several times that in today's market if you were to ever, not that you should, but if you ever were to part with them, I'd imagine, even if they're like the quote unquote boring pages where it's just like some guy in a suit talking, as opposed to a big splash page of Superman punching a monster. But that's awesome, Chuck. Courtney, she's bringing back to a dark place. She says, "I like it up until I have grown men try and hit on me, thinking I'm in high school." Yeah, that's
Ew.
right. Yeah, that's exactly right. It's like, oh, that chick's in high school. I'm totally gonna hit on her. And then she's like, I'm 26, and then suddenly they're not interested. Like, this person should be in jail.
Yeah.
D Man says they never got into Archer. That dude's voice is annoying. That dude's voice is the selling point.
That's why it's funny.
Yeah.
He is seriously the worst.
I could not get into Bob's Burgers because it's the same voice actor and he doesn't even attempt to do a different voice. It's just the same. So I kept hearing Archer from this guy at a burger joint. It just wasn't the same. So
It wasn't the same.
C. Reed says phrasing, which is a perfect. I say that all the time at work, and no one knows what I'm talking about. Like how Archer's always like
Oh
phrasing,
yeah, yeah, it's true.
phrasing. Or he's like phrasing. Are we not doing that anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I'm on a rampage, Lana.
Right. Rampage.
You're in the danger zone. Oh,
Yeah.
it's so good.
You might want to call Kenny Loggins because you're in the danger zone. Danger zone.
Yeah. Yep.
See, Chuck says they aren't real desirable pages. I got them because they were cheap and I wanted to look at Austin's inks better. So these are the pages like you're talking about, the lame pages that don't sell. Yeah, I mean I get it, but still, what a personal win, you know. Courtney says she watched Bob's Burgers first, so when I heard Archer, I could only think of Bob. Right? Yeah, I get that.
That's funny.
I totally get that. Yeah.
I've watched Bob's Burgers, but I didn't pay attention very much. So somebody else had it on. So I'm trying to decide if I'm done or not.
That moon looks badass. I mean, it all looks great, but it's a neat complementary kind of like it's kind of like a gray tone-ish to as opposed to the bright vibrant colors on the rest of it.
Yeah, thank you. It's kind of what I was going for. Glad it's stuck.
Like, no shit, Rob. This is intentional. I'm an artist, you know.
I would never say that.
You're like, Rob, if you're gonna make up shit that I'm saying, make it plausible.
Yeah, I think everybody knows I would never say something like that. just because I would never think that I, could pull it off so perfectly. That'd be duh.
Duh. Get a clue, Rob. D-Man likes Will Arnett's voice for Lego Batman. Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Oh yeah,
You've seen the Lego movie?
Lego Batman and yeah, I've seen them all.
Yeah.
But I would have watched Lego Batman regardless.
I saw the Lego Batman one time. Thought it was kind of fine, but the Lego movie I've watched a bunch of times. It had no right to be as good as it was.
Yeah, it was. It was very, very, very great. Oh, what? Splatter for stars. Ooh, can I pull that off? I don't know.
Yes,
And
you
the
can.
worst. And I gotta use acrylic for that.
That's what I would use.
Can you come do it for me?
Yeah. All right. What's your
I don't know if I can do this or not.
show up at your door? Hey, I gotta splash some white paint on the drawing. Your husband's like, okay. A little weird.
No, he would just be like, okay.
All right, get out of my house, sir.
It sounds like a good idea. Debating if I should just try to paint them on because I think I don't really have anything to cover the rest. You know?
Mark says, yeah, it's a gamble. You're playing with fire. That's true. Once you start spritzing that shit on there, could go everywhere.
I know, that's what I'm thinking. It's kind of working, but it's also going on my moon.
You're like, I don't want to fuck it up. And Chuck brings up a good point. He says, as small as an area as you're going to do stars in, it's not worth the splatter to make them mess.
Okay, I already started.
He's like, oh no, I already started. I started flicking.
Why did you say that earlier?
He's spoken up 2 seconds sooner.
I'm trying to do really light splatter, so I've got a really tiny. Got it on her.
And Courtney, she's like, this is where white jelly roll pens come in handy. And I have exactly that for things almost exactly for that exact reason right there.
I have some, but they're all dried up.
They're all dried up. Well, you must have let them sit around for a couple of years.
Yes.
Yes? What's your point, Rob?
That is what happened. You're not wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, these gel pens are great for like doing little fine line, little corrections or adding a little reductive kind of lines and things or little dots for stars. But you have to be careful because they start looking very like uniform, one dot, one dot, one dot, like, like giving them a little bit of variety in size, the way like ink splatter would do. But
Yeah.
it's fun.
I might just take one of these little teeny tiny brushes and attempt to do a few at the top. Now they got splatter at the bottom. I'm like worried.
Mark says we're all backseat drawing here. We're all telling you what to do. He's not wrong. C. Reed says my white jelly roll ends up smearing. Am I doing something wrong? Well, I tend to only do the white jelly roll last thing. Once I've drawn everything, I've erased the pencil and ink or whatever, brush it off, and then I do the kind of the cleanup. And sometimes see, there you go. Chuck says to say save it to the very last. Yeah. Don't go over any freshly laid down ink and don't run an eraser over it, things like that.
Don't do it if you have a too small of a space. Oh wait, that's the brush. Oh, that's right.
Right.
Bad. Oh goodness. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a huge fan of what I just did here with the sky. I feel like I could have done better with those stars.
Did you just ruin?
I don't know that I ruined it, but like the splatter definitely looked better than me trying to use a brush to just paint little dots. That's fair.
Well, Courtney says she's got to bounce, so it was fun stopping by, she says.
Bye, Courtney. Thanks for coming.
As always.
Do another one for her.
I haven't seen her in the last few.
Yeah, she's got a life or something.
Right? Definitely not me. I don't have no life.
Mark says, tell about the art school. I'm not sure who he's talking to. Oh, wait, are you talking about me and my degree I'm getting?
Wait, what?
You must have missed it. I made an announcement about it because people who like me cared, and it was in the Discord. I don't know if this is what he's talking about. I'm gonna go out to my smoking lounge. I think I'll catch you guys later.
Oh, damn. I want to go smoking lounge. Damn.
What I imagine, it's just like mahogany everywhere, and he also has a little glass of whiskey.
All right. We are only in New Mexico, right? I'll be there in a couple hours, Chuck.
Fair.
He's like, yeah, all right, do that. Sure. I'll be in bed.
He's like, oh, my garage. Also cool.
No, seriously. I had when I was married, I had a house, had a garage. It was one of my favorite places to be. You kick the doors open, you're kind of covered. You can sit out there and watch the rainstorms and shit. Away from the kids or the wife. I mean, I didn't want to do that.
Oh boy.
Sometimes I did.
So the art school it's actually, I'm getting a degree in elementary education. But in order to teach art, I'm getting an emphasis on specialty in art. So I can teach children. I'll do not necessarily just be like a homeroom teacher, but I can actually do specialty and teach art. So I'm pretty stoked.
I 100% missed all of that conversation you say was on the Discord.
Wow. You did.
But like you said, only people who care about you were paying attention. So I guess it went there.
You went there by not caring. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked. I should have it just like conceivably, I should have my bachelor's done by the end of next year. So that would be really sweet. I just think it'd be a fun thing. I've wanted to teach, but I think it'd be really neat just to teach art. I know it would be to kids, but I actually think that would be neat to kind of get, because I knew I wanted to be an artist when I was like 7 or 8. So
Yeah.
it'd be kind of cool. And really, I've done when my eldest son was in kindergarten. I was asked multiple times to come and teach them how to draw like a tree or how to work with watercolor, which is really funny because I kind of suck at watercolor. I am doing better though, I feel like. But I would go and do that and I really enjoyed it. And you could just see like how excited they'd get to do something like that and be creative and put how whatever they wanted on paper really, express themselves. Even at that age, it was really fun. Mark says, I think that's so cool that you're going to teach kids. The Saturday streams are good practice. That is so true, Mark.
That's
So
Jess, this might be the best thing you've ever done here.
you think?
I mean, it's so fresh and new, like seeing it. So, it's kind of hard to compare it against everything else you've done. But at a glance, I'm like, Jesus, Lord.
Oh, thanks. I mean, I will say I appreciate that coming from you, and I'm not just saying that. I really do, because
Remember, we just established that we're not friends.
right. So if you're saying something nice, it's not just cause.
Just cause.
Like you must actually think that. Um, but no, I appreciate that. I really am liking trying really hard to get back into some of the color stuff. And this way I use ink a little bit with these and so I also get a little practice there too.
Mark asked me if I think that this one you're doing here is better than the eye patch owl. I will say yes, but the eye patch owl was more of like it was great in the funny execution of an idea that was just clever and well drawn. But this is like just
To be
like
fair, I didn't come up with the eye patch out. In fact, it might have been Mark or Gaten who came up with the eye patch. I can't remember.
well, you didn't you had like an eye in the wrong place, right? And then you're like, what do I
Yes.
did I suggest put an eye patch on the girl and then someone else said put an eye patch on the owl?
Oh, that's what it was. You're right.
That was one of the better streams. That was this hilarious all the way around. And then it
Yeah.
turned out to be one of the greatest.
I got it in that pile to send you, actually.
Oh, we've been talking about that for weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, the tits on this girl are amazing that you're drawing.
This one? I mean, they are. She could get it too.
Yeah, yeah, she could definitely get it.
Yeah. And again, don't get me wrong. She wouldn't want it from me, but she could get it if she wanted it, but she wouldn't. So I'll just sit back and just.
Nice. You really selling yourself short here, Rob. You're a real stud.
That's the problems. I'm selling myself short. Get to a certain point and it's all over.
Mark says, I wish that was my idea. Well, if it makes you feel better, Mark, I was going to just give you credit for it. So
Yeah, I know it's Mark or Gaten. One of you two suggested put the eye patch on the owl. I think I suggested put the eye patch on the girl to cover up the misplaced eye because I think you were super into the drawing. You know,
yeah, I was like way into it.
you
I
were,
can't.
but then you were like, "Oh, I fucked up. The eye's in the wrong place." I'm like, well, easy solution.
And it was after I started inking. See, that's the problem with inking, man. Can't change much after you start.
Once you're committed,
Yeah, it's just too committed.
well, it trains you to get creative on solving problems. Like, well, I fucked this. How do I?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But they do bring up a good point of there is a contender for best drawing you've done, and the eye patch owl is certainly up there. But
You know what? One of my favorite that I've done since we've started is that one that you told me to. You sent me the reference for, and then John did an inking of it, digital inking of it.
oh yeah, that figure.
Yeah, I really liked that
Yeah, it
one.
came out good. Definitely.
It was something I hadn't really done before, so I was really proud of that one.
You're like, I'm not like you, Rob. I don't draw naked girls all the time, so I don't have the practice.
Yeah, I really don't draw naked girls very often.
I know.
When I do, I must like it.
Right. I mean, I don't want to. Says a lot about me and where my head's at.
Yeah, like, you must have one hand working that hard. Yeah.
Right? That guy made that point very clear.
Gaten says we will have to watch the stream again to see. LOL.
Yeah.
Somebody. Mr. D man, these kids have the worst parents. Are you having to kick some people? Or bye kids? Oh, I saw that you said bye children earlier.
Yeah. I mean, we don't need to be too quick on the murder button there, D man. We can
Did you
wait
kick that old blue?
line.
Oh, she has great hair too. I'm jealous.
You got great hair. You got long
It's turning.
brunette or whatever color it is these days.
Okay, I actually haven't colored in a long time.
All right, but you got great hair, so let's not act like this is something.
Um,
Can we agree on that?
I have gray hair. Murder button demons laughing. That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
You're hilarious. You've got great hair, Jess. Even if there's some gray hairs filtering in, doesn't
They're not
change.
even some. I'm gonna take a picture and show you. Then you'll
Look at all this. I'm old. I'm practically a grandma.
I do feel like that. You're laughing.
Right.
I kind of do feel like I'm practically a grandma. I told my husband, because he's a year younger than me. He's almost 2 years younger than me. And I go, I just realized I'm going to be 40 before you're 40. And he goes, that's kind of how that works.
Yeah, that's how math works.
I'm like, shut up. It's not fair.
What year were you born again? 90?
Just 90.
Oh, just 90. Okay.
Just a 90.
90s child, you.
Yeah. I was pretty young in the 90s, but I do miss it.
Yeah. That was the peak of human civilization. I think it's all going to come to an end pretty damn soon. And so buckle up, everybody.
You've heard it here first.
Right?
Rob just made the prediction.
I did.
Just made the prediction. Decisions. What time is it? 7 o'clock? I've been on here for 2 hours. Wiley J. Draws says people aren't old until their 60s nowadays. All right.
I'm way too close to 50, so I will take that as I will to believe that.
Yeah, I'll take it too.
50 age now coming up way too quick.
How quick, Rob?
What?
How quick?
3 years?
Damn, you're old.
Right?
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I'm practically dead already.
Oh, you're like, I'm on my way to my grave.
Better get my affairs in order before I have a heart attack and just die.
Can we please put it in writing somewhere that I am in charge of what goes on your tombstone? Also, I'm still gonna make sure all those ladies show up at your funeral.
All right. I want a gaggle of hot girls just sitting around crying and just like, we loved him so much.
I'm gonna pay them the big bucks to just tons of tears, just drowning in them.
Just have them tell everybody. Just have them going around telling fake stories about how they all had sex with me, and it was the greatest thing
It was the best lay I've ever had.
ever. And they're like, "Really, Rob?" They're like, "I know, right? You wouldn't think so, but knew how to throw down the hammer and just."
Like, no one else will get to experience the amazingness of Rob.
My brothers would be like, "Somebody set this up. There ain't no way."
It'll be foolproof. No one will ever know.
Right?
I got this.
Wiley J. Draw says carnivore diet to stay young and healthy. I'm actually 100% seriously considering. I just have to commit to it. I've been planning that for weeks, and I need to do it.
What is it? Like keto?
Yeah, sort of. It's. I think we talked about this recently, but this one particular version of it, this guy was talking about. He's like, I eat beef, salt, and water, and that's it.
Oof.
And he's like, boring, but he's like, he's like, I instantly lost weight. I instantly had more restful sleep. I instantly was waking up better. I instantly had like a clearer mind. My gum disease went away. You
What?
know, uh,
Lost 50 pounds in 3 months. I'm doing it.
well, that's the thing.
You convinced me, Wiley J.
You cut out all the shit that we eat. As I'm sitting here with a couple of little bags of little candies. You
Okay,
know,
I'm
no sugar, no carbs, none of that crap. It's just protein and water. I don't know what Wiley's doing, but this one that I heard about, I'm like, because I've been struggling with fatigue really bad
yeah.
this year, just tired all the time, and I'm like, I got to do something, and it's just kind of committing to the idea of like, okay, I'm going to start, and it'll be boring and kind of not fun,
Yeah.
So great when that's you're eating that or ground beef or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
But you just have to, you know, you just have to just commit to it. And Wiley, I've had my blood work done several times, and everything's always been fine. I'm a heftier gentleman, but my blood work always comes back as like, even my ex-wife, she said, I wish my blood work labs was as good as yours.
Dude, I am always on the verge of being anemic.
Oh yeah, you'd mentioned that before.
When
Yeah.
I'm pregnant, like when I have a baby, they're always so worried when after the surgery, because I always have C-sections, and they're always like, oh, like your hemoglobin's low and your iron's low. I'm like, this is not shocking. Like it'll be fine, I promise.
Well, next time you have a baby, you better be
That's
careful.
There's no next time. There is no next time.
Factory shut down.
It has been shut down.
As my sister says, they shut the factory down, but left the playground.
Yes, exactly.
First time.
Which makes it more fun almost.
Say what?
Which I feel like almost makes it more fun because I'm not concerned about it.
You're like, I don't know. Where do I get knocked up? So
Apple cider vinegar and fish for iron. Fish? That's interesting. I have not heard that one before. Everybody always tells me to go get a burger or eat spinach. And I don't want to sit and eat spinach all the time. I did used to be vegan though. I was vegan for a while and I ate a lot of spinach then, but I don't want to now.
I was like, have you kind of abandoned that? I know you were onto that for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, liked how I felt when I was vegan. I did lose a lot of weight and I felt like I looked really good when I was vegan, but I didn't have a lot of energy. And I know a lot of people who do have a lot of energy and who take the right supplements and all that, but I'm the worst at those kinds of things, so it's really not the best for me. But I learned from it.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Mr. Demon says, I don't have a special diet. I just eat lots of fruits and vegetables. See, for me, I eat a lot of veggies, but I don't eat a lot of fruit. And I still eat a lot of sugar. And I drink a ridiculous amount of pop or energy drink.
I don't drink, almost never drink sodas, and I absolutely never drink energy drinks, except in those rare instances where I'm getting drunk. I mix
Oh,
that shit with my Jaeger, but I do not drink energy drinks.
don't act all disgusted. I would never.
I would
That's
never.
Jessica's so gross. I'm just kidding. I mean, that's really good that you don't. I mean, obviously they're not good for you, but you know.
Like at my work, I work in the receiving area, and then the Red Bull guy will show up, and often he'll offer, "Hey, you guys want a freebie?" And I'm like, "Nah, I'm good." And they're like, "Really, Chunky? You don't want a Red Bull?" I'm like, "Fuck you.
Okay, they don't say that.
You don't know. You weren't there."
Wait, who's your okay, maybe not. My brother-in-law, he's a Red Bull driver. Well, he used to be. Now he's a manager over there. And he gets us Red Bulls all the time, and I love him for it. I have a problem. It's the nectar of the gods.
It's really not. It's the
Yeah.
devil's juice.
Okay, well maybe I like the devil.
You're my kind of girl.
The devil is my friend. He lets me do whatever I want without consequences. Me think. Mr. Demon says, I used to drink energy drinks, but I cut down on creatine and the taurine. Good for you. That's what I'm drinking right now.
Oh.
This is 22 ounces of just fruit juice cocktail. It's $1.
Hey, YFBNDGHH says, what the hell are we drawing? We're drawing figure drawings and paintings. Is it so weird?
Mm-hmm.
Is it that complicated?
They're talking about yours, by the way.
Yeah, they're like, no one's talking about mine. How dare a pretty girl?
Oh my gosh, she's naked.
Oh my god. I mean,
if you went to art school, do these people understand it on here? And I don't know if that's what you're really meaning. I'm just throwing it out here. I will say the people who complain about the nudity. If you went to art school, you would have to sit in front of a live naked person to learn anatomy. That's how they do it. So that's just part of art. Am I wrong?
you are not wrong.
No, I'm not wrong. Because I've been to art school.
Right?
Didn't go for very long. I quit pretty fast.
Why'd you quit?
Gain says, I can't confirm that.
Right? Yeah, for reals.
It's true. It's true. And they are the model. Exactly. Okay, and I feel like in the movies, whenever someone's at art school, this chiseled man comes in, or this beautiful, like skinny, like perfectly built woman. That's not how it looks.
You get like 60-year-old grown person.
You get like what most people actually look like.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is. Like
you get like a regular everyday human being. Isn't that weird?
Yep. It's true. Like that's how you do it. So I don't know. It's just funny to me when people complain. It's like, well, it's art. This is pretty run of the mill, par for the course, if you will. Wonder how my daughter's doing down there. I don't hear her crying, but
Set fire.
Someone's saying they're called influencers.
Right.
Damon says, yep.
That's my favorite term too.
They're like Rob.
Yeah. Oh, Jess, I'd punch you in the face if it wasn't illegal.
I know.
Look at my screamy face I'm drawing on my page here.
Oh gosh. They look distraught.
They are. They just they watched their baby get kidnapped and they're panicking, trying to get somebody to go freaking rescue their child.
That would be horrific.
Yes. That's what I was trying to portray. So thank you.
Well, it came across perfectly.
Right.
Well, I should probably jump off here. Johnny Craig eyes on the screaming dude, Wiley J. Draws says.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
Yeah, I don't either.
But this was fun.
Always.
Oh my gosh, I got this tape on here. I think it's gonna rip my art.
Jessica.
Just pretend like that didn't happen.
Yeah, I can't wait for you to post that up. I want to see that in all its glory.
Do ya? Well, thank you.
We're gonna do our Saturday one.
I am planning on it. Yes.
Okay. Where we get 2,000 views and bunch of weirdos.
Yes, the very one.
That's the fun one.
Yeah, it is. And I'm going to do the skeleton of a wyvern like I was asked to do.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I do remember.
I don't remember who it was that asked, but if they jump on, I will be actually doing it.
Yeah.
But anyway, I also am going to finish this one from last week, our group draw. That actually I need to do a little research on one of the characters on the front because I can't remember a specific thing, but I'm super excited. I'm going to put a story in it with everything with this movie poster, so
Nice.
we hoped. But yeah, your page is looking good there.
Oh, I know. You got to tell me.
Wiley J. Draw says Johnny Craig is a comic artist.
Oh, I should know that. I know. Ugh. I just embarrassed myself.
You did just embarrass yourself.
Yeah, you did.
I actually don't know if we've ever had anything as embarrassing happen on this channel.
Quite literally the pinnacle of embarrassment.
Yeah, it's you review comic books. That's the channel. I don't know if you know that or not, but
People should unsubscribe today.
yep. So they can be saved from your embarrassing remarks ever again.
You're right. You're not wrong.
I love the fact that I don't have any comic book artists but like 3. So I'm safe from embarrassment in that area. Other areas not much, but
not so much. Well, I think I might go get me some dinner myself. Go make me something.
I already had Taco Bell.
Oh.
Yeah, Crunchwrap Supreme.
Now I kind of want Taco Bell.
You usually do that to me.
Right.
All right. Well, enjoy your dinner. Thanks everyone for tuning in and watching us do this. This was a fun one.
Yep.
I like it. And we'll see y'all Saturday.
We'll do Saturdays and then tentatively maybe a Monday one.
Yeah, Monday in the afternoon, late afternoon. I could go for a Monday one.
Okay.
All right. All right. Bye.
Yep. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks. Bye.